Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use XSY Glow Serum, which is the dark spot correcting serum, as it contains 5% of niacinamide, which would help us to fade dark spots that are caused by previous acne or by the sun to achieve more of an even complexion. Now, it does not only contain niacinamide but also glycerin and hyaluronic acid to hydrate and soothe the skin, and squalane to lock in moisture. Plus, they're using loads of plant extracts, which are full of antioxidants to protect the skin from free radicals and brighten the skin. So overall, this is a great serum that contains everything in one, and therefore it can be used on all skin types daily in the morning and or evening on its own or along with other skincare products. Now, I have prepared for you a little example morning and evening skincare routine, and then later on I want to head into the entire application. So for the morning skincare routine, which you can see right here, you can see what steps are optional. So first of all, your cleansing step is not optional. It's an essential step to properly wash your face. Please don't forget this. Then if you have a hydrating and soothing toner or even serum at home, then this would be the next step after cleansing to hydrate and soothe the skin. Then you would move on to the Glow Serum, and then you can follow with your sunscreen during daytime to properly protect the skin from any damaging UV rays, as well as not making your hyperpigmentation worse. As for the evening skincare routine, you can use the serum on its own immediately after your cleansing step, or use your hydrating toner essence or serum in between. And then if you still should feel the need, even though this serum contains already squalane in it, to follow with the moisturizer afterwards. Now, you can adjust it based on your needs and your skin type. Now, the other additional evening skincare routine would be if you have an exfoliating acid product at home, like a toner or serum, which you can see right here. Well, then you need to adjust the exfoliant based on your skin type and your skin concerns. So an AHA if you have drier skin, if you're battling flaky skin, as well as want to fade your hyperpigmentation. A BHA is more suitable if you have oily, blemish-prone skin to unclog pores. And then you would use it immediately after your cleansing step, then move on to the Glow Serum, and then lastly, if needed, the moisturizer. So there you have a great example skincare routine that you can follow at home based on the order of application and products that I have picked. So if you want to go over the entire example skincare routine, plus you want to see in more detail what products I have picked, I have everything for you in the PowerPoint, as always, listed step by step with a little description, pointing out the benefits as well as for whom it is suitable. And I've also recently updated my overall general guide, which first of all would include the difference between wet, damp and dry skin. So after you have washed your face, it's important to properly pat the skin dry, which then refers to damp skin. It does not look any different than like dry skin from the skin surface. Please do not apply your skincare products to wet skin, as this is where you can lose some of the efficacy and you can come across layering issues, which then would lead into the skincare pilling. Not only can this apply to when applying products to wet skin, but also the waiting time and how much you're going to use. And I do have a little bit more of an easy understandable summary when it comes to the application of the sunscreen as well as the removal guide. So you will find all that information in my PowerPoint as always, and I'm going to leave it in the description box down below. Now I want to keep on going with the entire application. I have this set up behind me, and I'm going to go with a morning skincare routine. So we are going to get started with the first and most important step, which is washing your face to remove any excess oil, dirt and sweat from the skin in the evening sunscreen and or makeup. So if you're going to go with my example skincare routine and you have, for example, used Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sunscreen, that one is able to come off with your regular cleanser that's suitable for your skin type. However, if you should have one stubborn sunscreen like a mineral sunscreen or stubborn makeup, then in the evening your regular cleanser is likely not strong enough. And this is where I guess most of you are making the mistakes, because you do not understand that it properly needs to come off the skin so that you won't come across any issues like clogged pores, sensitivity or even layering issues. And so this is where an oil or balm cleanser in your evening skincare routine can come in handy, which you can use on its own. That's completely fine, gentle, hydrating, soothing, yet extremely effective in washing the face. Or you may want to do a double cleanse using your oil or balm cleanser at first and then your regular cleanser. So this is like not really a side note, but I do want to emphasize it so that you can adjust it based on if you're currently doing your morning skincare routine or your evening skincare routine. As for your morning routine, your regular cleanser is enough to properly wash the face. Now you can wash your face in the shower or above the sink, either way is fine. I'm going to show you how you can wash it above the sink, going to use CeraVe's foaming cleanser as an example. When using water, make sure to use lukewarm water to warm water so that you can properly wash everything off and it feels comfortable on the skin. In between, especially when doing this above the sink, I highly recommend using a soft, clean microfiber washcloth, which you can wet in between, squeeze it out, then use the damp washcloth to remove any last traces of your cleanser, sunscreen and or makeup. So it's like a little helper in between, which I can highly recommend. So let's go ahead and get started. So now go ahead and take a clean towel and gently pat all over to remove any excess water from the skin surface. So once you're done with your cleansing step, you know, if you like to, can immediately move on to the application of your Glow Serum. If you do not want to use anything else in between, that's completely fine. Just go ahead, apply it, there you have it. However, again, if you have now an hydrating toner, essence or serum, or maybe an exfoliating acid toner or serum that you want to include, then now would be the time. It's going to be the step after cleansing. And so I'm going to use Cosrx Snail Essence. So with this one, that one has a pump, so I recommend using between 1 to 2 pumps. For a more detailed explanation when it comes to your toner or serum step, I do have such a specific guide in my PowerPoint. I'm just going to keep now my main focus towards the Snail Essence. And then apply 1 to 2 pumps onto your fingertips, maybe palm of your hands. Rub your hands or fingertips together and then blend it evenly all over your face and neck, avoiding getting it into your eyes nor into your mouth, and please do not use it on top of your eyelids. So once you have applied your hydrating or exfoliating acid product to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Give it about a minute in between so they can absorb into the skin before moving on to the next step. And now the next step is going to be your dark spot correcting Glow Serum. Now that one has a very thick, or so to say even gel type texture. So when layering it along with other skincare products, you would layer it from the thinnest to the thickest texture so that it feels comfortable on the skin, that those with the lighter texture can fully absorb into the skin before moving on to the next step. Otherwise, you may come across layering issues. And I want to emphasize that if you like to, in between, to properly wash your hands as well, because some of the treatments can feel a bit sticky or it's too smeary, then you can do this as well and then move on to the treatment when applying it to the skin. So when it comes to the Glow Serum, that one has a pump, so I recommend using between 1 to 2 pumps for your face and neck so that you have an even and thin layer all over. And please again, make sure to not get it into your eyes or into your mouth, and please do not use it on top of your eyelids. So about that much, fingertips or palm of your hand, whatever you prefer on how you're going to then apply to the skin. Then rub your fingers together and apply it evenly all over. So, and once you have applied it all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And as already emphasized earlier, this can be the last step in your evening skincare routine. It's completely fine to use it on its own. There's no need to follow with a moisturizer afterwards, unless you may have a drier skin type and you still should feel the need that you want to seal it with something heavier, as this may not be enough for you. And then this is where the next step would be your moisturizer in the evening. However, during daytime, I highly recommend following with your sunscreen, and even if you have a drier skin type, I still suggest going with a sunscreen that's also suitable for your dry skin. So this may be a moisturizer with SPF or just a richer sunscreen in general. It's all about the marketing term. But as long as it contains SPF to properly protect the skin and the formulation is suitable for your skin type, either something lightweight or richer, then this is the way to go. I'm not the biggest fan of layering a separate moisturizer and sunscreen after one another, as this can often create layering issues and may feel too heavy on the skin. Therefore, I just would say go with a sunscreen that suits your needs and skin types the most. So since I'm going to go with a morning skincare routine as an example, I'm going to use Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sunscreen. That's one of my favorite ones. I have half a teaspoon right here, which should be more or less enough for your face, neck, as well as ears. If you're going to include your décolletage, use about 1 teaspoon. You have all that information in my PowerPoint. Apply your sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure, and you can use your sunscreen around the eyes if it does not irritate your eyes. If it does irritate your eyes, either leave out the eye area and wear sunglasses instead, or switch to a different sunscreen. So if, for example, chemical sunscreens irritate your skin, look into a mineral one, because they are usually more suitable for sensitive areas and for sensitive skin in general. So this is just like a little side note as well. And so I'm going to now fill up this half teaspoon right here. Of course, you do not need to get half a teaspoon. I just want to share with you visually how much this would be. So about that much. This can be adjusted depending on how large the area may be, like smaller face, larger face, but you should get the idea. You need to use a fair amount to properly cover the entire area to protect it from the skin. Rub your fingers together and then apply it evenly all over. So, and once you have applied your sunscreen all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And please don't forget to reapply throughout the day, especially if you have sweat a lot after like strong activities or like swimming. Now, overall, this would be then the last step in your morning skincare routine. If you don't want to move on to makeup, then this would be the next step to go. I do hope that you enjoyed this video and that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it with your friends. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video. Otherwise, feel free to check out my YouTube channel for more content. And I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.